Hello. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Adzi. I play a lot of Magic Arena. A lot of my content is going to be based around me analyzing my gameplay performance, what we could have done better, what we could change in our decks, etc, etc. Today, I wanted to try the mice deck that's going around, except I have a little bit of a twist. I decided to try the Jite and the Lava Spur Boots in it. My theory on this is that you are able to use the Jite and the Lava Spur Boots for their equipment cost to trigger the Heartfire Hero, Swordmaster, and the Emberheart Challenger. Additionally, if you play the Raging Battle Mouse on turn 2, and let's say you curve Hero into Battle Mouse, then you can then play the Jite for free for 0 because of the Battle Mouse effect. And then the Battle Mouse effect will trigger again the Celebration effect, which will then target the Heartfire Hero or Swordmaster, whichever you start out with. And that will give the Heartfire Hero or Swordmaster +1/+1, plus the effect they already have, so you'll be able to swing for 3. Additionally, you can untap lands to keep casting cards. You can make your opponents not able to block, and give your stuff haste, which is one of the most beneficial factors that you get from the Crag Flame that Mabel provides us. So with that, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the matches. I'm not a big fan of that first hand, so I go ahead and mulligan to 6. And then I see a Cheeky House Mouse, which is going to be enough for me to play off of with a Mabel, so I go ahead and keep it. Here I see no issue playing the Lava Spur Boots and swinging in for 3. So with this, when I see the Fountain Port, I think to myself that that'll be more than enough to keep making creatures to play, and I choose to keep the Mabel in my hand. So playing the Challenger here was really tempting because I was going to be able to trigger it with the Lava Spur Boots. However, I was kind of worried that everything that I would cast would get countered, and I really didn't want to get anything countered right now, plus the Fountain Port would put enough pressure on its own. So here I go ahead and play down a land, and I decide to tap and make another fish because I can make the extra fish that I play have haste with my Lava Spur Boots, which would let me swing in for 5 this turn. However, as you'll see, the opponent will have a response. Here I decide to play Battle Mouse and then Challenger, and then equip the Lava Spur Boots to my Challenger and triggering it. I think this might have been a misplay solely because the Battle Mouse would have triggered the Challenger on its own if I just straight up equipped the Lava Spur Boots to it anyways. However, the opponent has 2 crabs and it ends up not mattering. So this game we open up our Heartfire Hero Jite combo, and that is exciting enough on its own. Here I decide it's better to play the Challenger before anything can get countered. Here I try to play my Jite so I can trigger my Challenger, but the opponent ends up countering it, which I think was probably a wise move on their part, to be honest. Here I'm a little tight on lands. I don't have a whole lot of things I can cast. Pretty much anything that I hit outside of Mabel is going to be castable. So I go ahead and try to use the Monstrous Rage to get a trigger, and then it works and I get a Lava Spur Boots, but the opponent ends up countering both spells I cast. Here, I notice the opponent is tapped out, so I go ahead and decide to play down my Mabel. The only real concern here is Blue Sun's Twilight, and if they do that, they tap out and we can just play another Mabel. So no 1-drop creatures, but we do have our Battle Mouse Jite combo, and I decided to go ahead and try and cast the Jite now just so I can dodge more counter spells with it. Then I play the Battle Mouse, and now I'm a little worried the opponent will counter it, but they end up letting it resolve. Drawing my second Maple makes me a little more comfortable casting the first one, so I go ahead and cast it. So here we decided to cast the second Maple for pressure, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking maybe I should have just cast the Heartfire Hero. Though it didn't help us win game 1 at the end, I am happy that I see the Fountain Port here. And then I go ahead and Crag Flame on Maple so we can try and start putting in some damage. So when the opponent attacks with the crab here, I try to Witchstalker Frenzy the fish. They've only got one flood counter, so they can only use one mana spell this turn, and they just return my Maple. Here I play Maple first. I could go for the Raging Battle Mouse, and I believe that way would have been 10 damage instead of the 8 that I end up putting out this turn. However, I wouldn't have been able to play both creatures if I had done that, and you'll see that that is why I end up winning the game. So one last misplay to finish off the game. We try to cast the Manifold Mouse for Offspring cost. This taps us completely out, and it was almost completely unnecessary. We probably would have had more damage if we had just cast it for 2, but the opponent casts 2 cards that tap them out, and that gives us just enough to attack for lethal with a Monstrous Rage.